Welcome to The Explainer. So today, we're opening up a seriously fascinating historical narrative from the Bible. We're talking about the daughters of Zelophehad. I know, it's a thousands of years old case study, but honestly, it feels incredibly modern. It fundamentally redefines our understanding of justice and gives us this surprising blueprint for exactly how we can handle injustice. Okay, let's dive into this. Wait. God actually changed a law because of 5 women? Yeah, he did, absolutely. But to understand exactly how and why this happened, we're gonna have to look past our preconceived notions about how ancient patriarchal systems usually worked. Section 1, Rethinking True Integrity. Let's look at what that actually means in practice. You see, before we can fully appreciate what these women pulled off, we really have to unlearn our everyday definition of integrity. I mean, most of us just think of it as, doing the right thing when nobody is watching. Like it's a purely passive thing, just avoiding doing bad stuff. But in this story, true integrity is an active, courageous pursuit of justice, and doing it the right way. That means no manipulation, no toxic anger, and zero selfish ambition. It's really about how you fight the battle, not just the victory you're trying to win. Section 2, The Daughter's Dilemma. Let's slow down for a second and look at the historical context of Numbers chapter 27 and the massive crisis facing our protagonists. Take a look at these 5 real historical women right here. Meet Mala, Noah, Hogla, Milcah, and Tirzah. They were the daughters of a guy named Zelophehad. Now, during Israel's journey to the Promised Land, their father died, and he wasn't part of some big rebellion or anything. He just passed away in the wilderness. But he left behind a literal bureaucratic nightmare, because Zelophehad had exactly 0 sons. And this brilliantly illustrates the severe legal injustice of their time. Under the strict customs back then, land passed exclusively through male heirs, period. So, since he died with no sons, by default, Zelophehad's name and his family's entire inheritance were basically destined to just vanish into thin air. These 5 sisters were staring down the terrifying reality of losing their rightful claim to their homeland and being totally erased from their family's legacy. No way were they just going to let that happen. Section 3, An Honorable Appeal. The tension is really building now. How exactly are they going to handle this impending injustice? Well, facing total erasure, these women had a choice. They could have just folded, accepted the situation in bitter silence, or, they could have tried to manipulate the system behind the scenes, maybe even sparked a massive uprising. But instead, they completely refused to rely on toxic victimhood or private complaining. What they did was make a highly respectful, very public appeal right at the entrance of the tent of meeting. We're talking stepping directly in front of Moses and the entire assembly. Take some serious guts. Their approach is just fascinating. First off, they presented the facts clearly. They essentially asked, hey, why should our father's name disappear just because he didn't have a boy? Second, they formally requested property among their relatives. But here's the kicker. Notice what they didn't do. They didn't demand special treatment, they didn't launch any kind of smear campaign against the leaders, and they certainly didn't accuse God of being unfair. They just brought forward a totally legitimate concern, clearly, truthfully, and with immense dignity. Which brings us to a really profound realization. The method matters just as much as the objective. I mean, we live in a world that constantly rewards shortcuts and viral outrage, right? But true integrity refuses to sacrifice character in the pursuit of a worthy goal. Their example really stands out because it shows that while seeking justice is vital, how we seek it is what actually reveals our true character. Section 4, The Divine Verdict. Let's look at how the leadership reacted to this paradigm-shifting moment. So, how did the national leadership respond to this unprecedented request? What's really interesting here is Moses' reaction. He didn't just dismiss the sisters and he didn't blindly point to the traditional rule book to shut them down. Instead, he took their case directly to the Lord. Despite being this legendary, great leader, Moses demonstrated incredible humility. He actually recognized the limits of his own tradition and sought God's wisdom instead. And God's response was, well, it was extraordinary. He said, what Zelophehad's daughters are saying is right. Let that sink in for a second. God publicly affirmed their request. He declared their cause to be absolutely, unequivocally just and told Moses to give them their inheritance. It's such a powerful reminder that sincere, honest appeals are heard. Let's move to the timeline here and see how this builds, because this story definitely doesn't end with some one-off exception just for these 5 women. Since they presented their case so respectfully and God affirmed it, a broader, permanent legal principle was established for all of Israel moving forward. Think about that. Their honorable approach literally influenced the law itself. Section 5. Courage meets character. Now let's synthesize this history into some actionable takeaways for our own lives. Because, knowing the history is great, but applying it, that's where the real transformation happens. Look, it took immense courage for these women to challenge national customs like that. But courage without integrity, that can quickly become recklessness. Just like integrity without courage can easily turn into passivity. You absolutely need both. It was the combination of their courage and their character working together that actually created positive, lasting change. So, the crucial point is, how do we actually apply this today when we feel overlooked or treated unfairly? We can follow their exact method. Number 1, speak truth respectfully. Number 2, honor the proper process. Number 3, maintain your character no matter the pressure. And number 4, actively choose honesty over the temptation to manipulate things. Don't use victimhood as a weapon. Pursue justice with actual integrity. Ultimately, the world constantly tries to tell us that noble ends justify questionable means, like whatever it takes to win, right? But this story proves the exact opposite. God cares about both the destination and the path taken to reach it. The daughters of Zelophehad left a massive legacy because they stood firm without becoming hostile. They proved that true faithfulness is never passive, and noble ends never require you to compromise your character. Which leaves us with this final question to think about. How are you pursuing justice? Whether that's at your workplace, within your family, or in your community, are you honoring both the destination and the path it takes to get there? It's a pretty heavy challenge for all of us. Well, if this deep dive sparked a new perspective for you today, be sure to subscribe so you never miss a future explainer. Thanks so much for learning with us, and keep seeking justice with integrity.